doing? Invite your friends. Let's get it started. That we are live right here, right now. Awesome. So good to have you all today. And so these investing mistakes, right, that we are talking about tonight, that Dr. Lina is going to be talking about tonight, are costing you money. You might not know it, regardless of if you're an advanced investor, you are a beginner investor, you are an intermediate investor. These mistakes, if you do, it costs you money. And a lot of people do it more often than not. And that is what we want to talk about today because you do not even realize that you're doing it. And that's what we want to talk about. So, welcome. I'm Dr. Lina, I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. If you're just meeting me, so happy to meet you all. I am Doctor of Business and I help professionals turn their income, the 9 to 5, into real wealth. And we'll get started. So, invite your friends. Come join us tonight. Just join us tonight. Let's talk about everything investing. And if you're new here, you've not registered for the investing workshop, the Smart Investing Workshop, which is on Saturday, May the 2nd. It's free, registration is required. It's everything about how to invest more smartly, right? Because if all that you do is to save your money in the bank, like all of those big banks, you get 0.01%. And that simply means that's $1 on your $1,000. Basically, that's what you're doing. But then what should you do instead? And unfortunately, it means that whenever I say that your savings will not get you wealthy, it doesn't get you anywhere, right? It's going to keep you safe, but know that you're losing whatever savings that is sitting in them back, you're losing it to inflation. Because inflation is at 3.3% in the US as of today. In some countries, inflation is at even double digits. So it means that you are losing your purchasing power, you're losing your money to 3.3% every single year, right? It means that your money is reducing in value every single year. And how then do you edge against this? How do you ensure that you do not lose your money to inflation? Because if you sit in the bank, it gives you 0.01%, but you are losing it at 3.3%, right? So what then should you do? You have to do something that is very important, which is something called investing. However, there's also risk when it comes to investing because there is, whenever you invest in the stock market, there is a risk. So how do you now save your money, invest your money, but not keep it safe, but at the same time, you're not losing your principal? And that's what we want to talk about. But there's some common mistakes that people get to make, and that's what we want to talk about tonight, right? That's what we want to invite your friend, tap out the life, buckle up because we are going to be on a beautiful ride today. Because regardless if you're a beginner investor, you are intermediate, or you are an advanced investor, you could be making this mistake. All right. So tell me, have you ever felt unsure about investing? Put in the comment. I want to know. You felt, people talk about investing, but you just feel that it's not for me or whatever. Who has not felt unsure, right? I have been unsure at some point, right? Because I lost close to 100,000. And my YouTube community, welcome, welcome. How are you all doing today? I'm Dr. Lina. I'm a doctor of business and technology, help professionals turn their income into real wealth. So I have both the TikTok community and of course I have the YouTube community tonight. Talk about efficiency, talk about productivity, and we're talking about investing mistakes that could cost you money. It might be costing you money right now because it is no respecter of any man. It is not respecter of any man. And that's what we want to talk about so that you can, if you know it, you avoid it and you definitely start investing the right way without losing your money. So welcome. And if you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. Do that. It doesn't cost you anything. You actually have more things to gain than to lose whenever you do that. So let's go straight into it. So what are those investing mistakes? So first of all, I want to believe that, and I just want to turn on the music. I want to believe that when it comes to investing, why should we even invest? Or why are we even talking about investing? Or what does even investing mean, right? What does it even mean? It simply means something. It simply means something. That is the only way you can grow your account, your money. Because if all that you do is you get your income, today is April the 30th, you probably get those decent income. You're very excited. But how long does that excitement last? 3 days, 5 days, or maybe 1 week, right? Yeah. Because if, because the bills are going to come, and before you know it, that account is like, zoom, and you're already looking for the next paycheck, right? It's like a fix, right? You get it now, it gets finished, and then you do it again. And that is what is called paycheck to paycheck, right? Basically, that's what is called paycheck to paycheck. So, how then do you avoid that? Right? How then do you avoid paycheck to paycheck? How then do you ensure that you grow your money and build it? Thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the follow. Tonight we're talking about investing mistakes, and we literally just started with what does investing mean? Why should you invest? Understand one thing. If all that you do with your income is if all that you do with your income is you take your income and you pay bills, right? That's all that you do. Gifted, and thank you for the follow. If that's all that you do, what you realize is that you have to be doing that over and over again to be paying bills. It means that you're working to pay bills. That's all that you're doing. And you're not going to grow your money, you're not going to build wealth. So how then do you grow your money and build income, right? Build wealth. It's something called investing, right? Investing. Because think about it. If whenever you put your money, you just put it in one of those big banks, you realize something. Thank you so much for tapping out Live Life. Really, really appreciate that. That is very helpful for this life. And thank you for the follow. Thank you for subscribing to the channel, for the YouTube side. And thank you for the follow. So if all that you do is you take your money and you just basically put it in the bank, basically that's what you're doing. What you are basically doing is you are keeping your money safe, but you are losing about 3.3%. What do I mean? Every single year, there's something called inflation. It is something that you have zero control over. Inflation simply means the rate at which you lose your money, your purchasing power reduces every single year, right? Right now in the United States, it's about 3.3%. That's what it is. It's about 3.3% as of today. In some other countries, it's even double digit, right? In terms of inflation, it's double digit. It means like over 10%, right? What does this mean? It means that, think about it. If you take your money, whatever you were able to purchase, you go to the store, you want to buy an item, whatever you purchased last year, right? If you take that same amount into the store as of today, you will buy something less. You get something less of that percentage or more, right? So you go to the grocery, what you got inside your grocery basket last year will be lesser this year because 3.3% of it has gone to inflation. You don't have any control over it. Now that you know that it's the economy, it's the macro economy, you have zero control over it. What do you now do so that your money is protected and you're not losing money? The first thing that I will tell you, first of all, is good night. How are you, Apa? Thank you so much, and thank you for tapping out the live. We try to get to 10,000 within the first few minutes so that we can get on the FYP. So really appreciate everyone tapping out the live. And for everyone that is joining, I'm Dr. Lina, Doctor of Business and Technology, and I help professionals turn their 9 to 5 into real wealth. So, and tonight we're talking about investing mistakes, right? And of course, we need to understand, what does investing even mean, right? And why should you invest, right? So understand that you're losing your money to inflation if it's just sitting in the bank. What do I mean? Inflation is at 3%, 3.3%. You are losing your money at that rate. The purchasing power is reducing at 3.3% every single year. However, for you on this other side, your bank is giving you an interest of 0.01%, right? Meaning that you're losing your money at 3.2999. That's what you're losing every single year. So that money that you think you have in the bank, it's losing value. So what then should you do? You have to basically ensure that you are putting money towards investing. However, when you put money towards investing, there is also the risk on the other side, right? There is the risk of you losing money to the stock market. I have also had my own fair share where I lost a little change, less than 100,000. That makes me feel a little bit better because it's not 100,000. I just tell myself it's not 100,000. So it gives me some peace of mind. Well, it's a lot, but it just makes me at least a little bit comfortable. Now, why do I say that? What was I investing in? I just tell you that so that I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, right? I'm going to let you know as it is. What was I investing in? I was investing in penny stock, day trading, and of course, I did a bit of options trading. That is some form of gambling if you do not understand how to invest. If you do not understand the chart, you do not have the time to do all of that. You are basically gambling. So how then do you invest? Ensuring that your money is safe, and of course you are growing it. Understanding that if you put it in the bank, you are just not growing it at all, right? Because and you're losing it to inflation. You can start investing smartly. It's something the multimillionaires and the billionaires use. Investing with diversification, investing consistently, and staying in doing long-term investing. Those are strategies that would help you grow your money over time, and of course, you're going to win at the end. Now, having said that, so think about it. If you put your money in you put it just in a bank, right? At 0.01%, just to give you hypothetically 0.01%, you put $10,000 this year. At the end of this year, do you know the return you're going to get? 1%. But if you put it in the stock market, you put it in a diversified portfolio in the stock market, we have funds that are done 8% and above. So it means that let's even be conservative. At 8%, your money is going to double its value in less than 7 years. 7 years might sound like a long time, but think about it. If you leave it in the bank, it's going to double at the rate of 144 years. It means that you're not going to double your money in your entire lifetime, right? So basically, it just makes sense. It's not me, it's just the rule of 72. You can Google it and search what does rule of 72 mean. It shows the rate at which your money will double, because it's the rate of return that is going to determine, and compounding the time will determine how long it takes you to invest. I mean, for you to double your money. So, what are those investing mistakes, right? Having said that, what is investing? Investing could be you put money in real estate and sell, you buy a property and you rent it out and you're getting cash flow, you're getting all of those kind of things. Investing is that it could be you invest in the stock market, right? And of course, you get return in the stock market. Investing could also be you put your money in a business, right? That's another kind of investing. Now, let's go to quick foundation before we go to the mistake, the three top mistakes that people make. And they could be beginners, intermediate, or it could also be, an advanced investor, right? the so think about it. If we just got a paycheck today and this is just me giving you a gift, if just from me to you today, if you're making some decent money, or you're making money and you really think that you're feeling stuck with your money, try the 4 account system. The 4 account system is going to give you structure, because guess what? If your money, it doesn't have structure, if you don't give your money direction, the money is going to give itself direction. And that's what happens with a lot of people most of the time. It's not about how much you earn. I always say it's not about how much you earn. It's always about how much you keep. Because if your money doesn't have a system, what you realize is that your money disappears. It disappears. So when you have 1 account. A lot of people, most of us here, have just 1 account or 2 accounts, two accounts, but of the same category. 2 accounts of the same category. It's just basically you have Chase checking account, or you have Bank of America savings account, and that's it, right? That's where your income goes to. That's where your bills goes to. That's everything, right? Everything is modeled up there, and then you realize that, oh, you know what? By day 4, by day 5, the money is gone. And then you still see that I still have bills. And then you're like, but I made a ton of money. I made some decent money. It might not really be that, okay, you are not making enough money. Because guess what? You have also you've got promotion, your job increased and all of that. And you're wondering, but now maybe it was a little bit okay for another few months. And then you realize that, oh, another how many months again? The money is gone, right? It's no longer enough. It's because your money does not have structure. So what does structure mean? And thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for subscribing to the for the YouTube community. Thank you for subscribing, and for the TikTok community. Thank you all for tapping out the live and for the follow. So think about it. It so it's just something called four account system, and this I want you to execute it for 1 month, 3 months, and see if it works for you, because it's going to help you with structure when it comes to your money. Now that you have your paycheck today, right? What you have basically done is, what is going to happen is that from tomorrow you start paying bill, because the rent is due tomorrow, the mortgage is due tomorrow, all of those kind of, now you want to buy groceries, now you have to pay the utilities, right? And then you start paying it from that account, right? And and everything is modeled up in that account. Instead of you doing that, you're going to be having four accounts. One account, the first account you have, is something called your income account. That income account, what is it going to do? That is where all your income goes into, right? Every of your income goes into that account. Self-employed, your paycheck, everything goes into that account. That's number one. But this account is just a distribution center. But a lot of times, that's the alpha, that's the beginner. Your every of your monthly income ends in this account most of the time. Most people have this, but it's not the right way. So the income account is just a distribution center, which money goes in here and it goes out, right? Then where does it go to? Your opening and this account could be checking, it could be savings account. It really doesn't matter, because by day 4, by Monday, by Tuesday, this account should be almost zero. $5, $6 should be what is left there, right? Because it's not growing. If it's a checking account, it gives 0.01%. Now, the second account that you need to open would be the account they call the emergency funds account, an IS service account, right? This account also is your emergency fund. What is your emergency? It's your four walls: your rent, your rent or mortgage, your utilities, your house, your utilities, your groceries, feeding, right? And of course, your transportation, car notes, bus pass, train ticket, or whatever, right? Gas. That is the four walls. Remember, I did not call the big shoes and those pots. It doesn't come here, right? Because that is your number 4 things. Now, this is basically to do what, right? This is basically to help you to do what? This helps you in the case of an emergency. There's a job loss, there's an issue or whatever, there's a major repair, there's health issues or whatever. You are able to take care of yourself without incurring debt. That's what the account does. And it's going to, the purpose of this account is it's supposed to generate something, no matter how small. It generates, no matter how small, it generates something, right? So that is why you put this money in an IE savings account. This money should be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Ideally, it should be 6 months. If you're self-employed, it should be 6 months to 12 months of that income. So the monthly of that times 5 times 6, the monthly of that times 12. So let's assume that all of your bills is 3,000. So it means that if you should first of all aim at 9,000, and then from there you aim to 18,000, and it goes into the high savings account. So what are high savings accounts? High savings account are accounts that are just regular bank account, but you get a better interest rate. Okay, so think about it. You're getting 0.01% right now, right? However, with this account, you're getting between 3 to 6%. That's what you're getting. What does that help you to do? It grows your money. So think about it. To the Bank of America cheap $1 0.01%. That's how crazy it is. But people don't pay attention to it. Then, if you put it in an IE savings account, 3.3%, you get about $330. You get about $500. It might sound really small, but it is something. It's something, right? But then you keep writing, but the money that you put there is your fund. Because it is for emergency, it has to be liquid. You must have easy access to it. An example of those IE savings account will be Capital One, gives you 3.3%. SoFi gives you 5%. Gives you 4%. Vero gives you 5%. Or simply go on Google and search top IE savings account May 2026, and you'll see it right there. And that's it. Even if it's just that you're going to do, right? Do that immediately, right? Do that almost immediately, like tomorrow morning Open the account and start generating no matter how little. It is zero risk. So far, it is FDIC insured. Wherever you are putting your money, is it FDIC insured? Is it backed by the government, right? Up to $250,000. In the US, it's up to 200, whatever amount that you have, up to $250,000. Let's assume something happens to that bank. You realize your money is being protected and you get your money back, right? That's what FDIC means, right? Thank you so much for the follow, led. And thank you all for subscribing. Thank you for tapping out the like. So the second account, the first account is income account, which is the distribution center. The second account is your emergency funds. Thank you for tapping out the live non-stop. Thank you. Right? Let's get it to 5,000 taps. Thank you so much for doing that. So that we know that algorithm knows that you find this valuable. And if you haven't subscribed on the YouTube channel, do that. You have so many things to gain than to lose. Okay. So having said that, the second account is your emergency fund, which is your high-yield savings account. Now, we talked about that. Ajay, thank you so much for tapping out the live. Then the third account that you should have is something called your bills account, your bills and spending account. Remember, your emergency fund is just for the keep, right? It's for emergency. It's for, it's going to just stay there. Moving silent, welcome. Emily, welcome. It's going to stay there and remain in there, okay, until there's an emergency. If there's no emergency, it continues to grow at 3 to 5%, right? But then there is the one that is your operational budget every single month, right? That same amount that you have in your IU savings account, every single month, you're going to be, this is now for your bills. This is the actual bills every month. You have that account, right? And that is, you're funding it from your income account. Let's say your bill is $3,000. Remember, your emergency is 3 to 6 months, right? So it's 3,000 times 6 months, right? And you're doing it gradually. You might say, okay, every paycheck, I'm going to do $500 till I get there, right? But then when it comes to the bills account, it is every single month you'll be spending that 3,000, right? That account, you might have a credit card. If you are disciplined, you might have a credit card, use like a debit card attached to this account. This account, ideally, you can also have an IU savings account. You can always open multiple IU savings account, right? It's still returning something, but you have a credit card attached to it, right? Why do I talk about credit card? And let's keep tapping out the live. Thank you so much for doing that. We try to get to 10,000, taps, just so we can get the algorithm to get us to the FYP. So thank you so much for doing that. And thank you all for subscribing on the YouTube side. Awesome. So having said that, bills account, have a credit card attached to it. This credit card, you're going to use it as a debit card, because if the money is not in the account, you are not spending, period. So that's why I said you use it like a debit card. Money is not in the account, you're not spending it, okay? Because why do you need that credit card? You need it, you get some rewards. 2 is that you build your credit, because if you want to build wealth, you need that credit, except you got some inheritance or you want jackpot or whatever. You need that credit to be able to invest in things like real estate. Emmanuel, thank you so much for the follow. So you need your reward and of course your credit. Then the third thing that helps you to do is your which is the most important. So you have your credit, it helps with your credit, it gives you some reward, and of course for safety, right? For safety, that's what it is. So Jana, welcome, Mr. Mike. How are you today? So Kabal, welcome. DG, welcome. Kay, welcome. And thank you all for tapping out the live. So now think about it. In a situation where there is a misuse of your card, of your credit card, right? A misuse of your credit card, maybe there's a fraud on your card. You can easily say that it's not my whatever, it's not me, it's not my transaction, and all they have to do is to ship you another card. Basically, that's it, business as usual. But if you use your debit card, it takes time for them to investigate, and that could disrupt your finances for the month, right? Especially if you are on a zero budget finance, right? If you are on a zero budget form of template that's what you use for your finance every month. So that's why it is very important. But you use it like a debit card. So if the money is on the account, you are not spending. Okay. Then the last, and that's the third account, right? So the first account is your income account, but it disburses to other accounts. The second account is your emergency fund account in an IU service account. The third account is your bills account, right? Your daily, your monthly bills, your expenses, right? And then the last account is the only one that builds you money, builds wealth for you. And it's the wealth account, which is the one that is linked to what we are talking about today, investing mistake costing you money, right? So the wealth account is divided into four that I talk about. Number one account that I talk about is your 401k, which is deducted at the source. But you are basically doing it to the highest level that your employer is matching. So if your employer is matching 12%, by all means, put in 12%. Employer is matching 5% or 6% or 3%, by all means, take it and match it. Once you match that, then you go into your Roth IRA. For those in the US, and I believe in the UK, that's ISA, right? And then for in Canada, that's TFSA, right? So then you go, because it's a tax advantaged account. You're able to put about 7,500 every single year if you qualify based off of your income, right? You can put up to that. Guess what? That money that you put there, because it's taxed at the source, so there's no capital gain taxes on it at the time when it grows. So if it grows from 100,000 and compound interest, the rate of return and all of that, at time in the market, it grows it to $1 million. What you get is your $1 million, nothing less than that. Or like the 401k, it's going to be taxed at your, at your tax bracket upon retirement. So you want to have that. The other account you want to have is your health savings account. HSA, not HYSA. You don't, HSA, not HYSA. And then the last account that you want to have is your brokerage account. This brokerage account is very key. Every other account that you have right there is restrictions on it, on the usage. Is it that once you turn 59 and a half, once if there's because it's government regulated, it's for your future self and all of that. But then you need something for your present self as well. You want to travel, you want to grow your money, you also need to have a personal brokerage account. So, and this is the account system. And what I would advise you is that if you feel that you're making some decent money, or you think that your money doesn't have structure, you get confused, use the system and you come back and tell me after 3 months and see how your finance looks. Because I tell you, it's going to change drastically. It's going to give you the clarity that you need. It would give you, because you realize that, okay, a lot of time when the money doesn't have direction, it gives itself direction. A lot of time you have this money in this account, you have not even finished paying bills, and then you forgot one bill, and that's what throws you off for the rest of the month, right? But if you use the structure, it's definitely going to be beneficial to you. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Thank you so much for the follow. And if you're just joining, we're talking about investment mistake, and part of what we talked about is we're talking about the 4 account system that helps you to put structure to your money and help you grow wealth, right? That's what we just talked about. But now let's go to the investing mistake, because one of the main accounts that helps you grow wealth is the investment, which I call the wealth account, because it helps you build wealth. So think about it. Your income, it starts with your income. Your expenses here. If your expenses here, you see this difference. If you put it towards wealth building, you put it towards investment, it's going to grow. And that is how you build wealth. That is how you get freedom. That's how you buy back your time, and you end this all, have the work because you want to work, not because you have to work to pay bills, right? Because the different things. If all that you do is work to pay bills, well, then you are not financially free. Even if you are earning $500,000 or 700 or $1 million, you're not free, right? The only thing is, because you're trading your time for money. Time is money, right? But what then do? You need to ensure that you have something that is working for you, which is your money. Your money doesn't require your time. Your money sits somewhere and is generating money, right? Think about the IU savings account. If you put your money there, you're getting 5% return. It doesn't require you. It just goes silently. A lot of us tomorrow, right now, will get some little change, either $200, $300 this month, just because we have some in our emergency fund in the high yield savings account. And for the month, you definitely will get your return because, like I said, it's a bank account. So you get your interest every single month. Yeah, and you don't have to take it, you can keep it right there. So, what is investing, right? What is investing? Investing is simply a way that you can actually buy ownership of a particular company, or you put money in real estate, or you put money in a business, right? That's basically it. So that's what investing is all about, simply put, and that returns money for you, right? So I always talk about this triangle. This is the wealth triangle. This triangle, it starts with your income and you put it towards, like what we were taught is go to school, get a job, right, and fund lifestyle. If all that you do is take your income and fund lifestyle, you realize that you will just continue on the rat race, this old paycheck to paycheck cycle, fund your bills. The day this income is not there, then you are not going to be able to pay these bills, basically. But then what you do? What is the investment triangle? The right way to do it: take your income, use some of it to fund these bills, but then take a lot, as much as you can, put it towards cash flowing asset. Here is depreciating lifestyle liability. Liability is anything that takes money from your pocket. It takes money from you. Think about it. That car, it reduces its value, and at the same time, you are also is losing its value. And of course, you are also taking it to, the to dealership to service it and all of that, but it still goes down in value. But here, asset is something that puts money into your pocket. So you buy real estate, tenant pays you, right? Or you buy a land, the land is growing in value. Or you invest in stock market, the stock market is growing. S&P 500 grew 18% last year. That is putting that 18% is money in your pocket. Or something like you put just as little money in an IU savings account. It gives you 3.5%. You get something in your pocket, right? That's what asset does, right? Without you being there, it is your money that is doing the job, that is running, right? The rat race, it's now your money that is doing the rat race. So thank you all for following, and everyone that's joined here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this wealth triangle is very, very key. And why is it very crucial? And I talk about it, I call it the mindset, triangle, because you see here in between this triangle is something called delayed gratification, which a lot of people don't want to do. People want to, like, okay, they want instant gratification. They just want to make that income and spend it on the bills. Go on expensive vacation, buy shoes and all of those expensive whatever. But guess what? You can still go on those expensive vacation. You can still buy the shoes. You can still buy that Lobotinis and the Gucci and everything. But what should you do instead? Take that money, use it before going on those buying those designers and whatever, those big names. Take that money and use it to buy this asset. That asset, it will start giving you something called cash flow. This is cash flow. That cash flow will now find that post that you want, that whatever big names that you want. Guess what? You are not trading your time to buy irrelevant things. You're trading your time to buy the asset. Then the asset is now going to buy those things that you think, that makes you happy, or those things that, you call it, make you look like you're wealthy, right? All those things that you just used to do, blow your mind to say that you're wealthy. So what are now this thing? Because it tells you that asset, right, is is the most important tool that you can use to try to buy back your time. Asset, right? And that's investing, right? Basically, it's investing. So whenever we are saying investing, it means that you are investing in an asset, because asset is something that puts money back in your pocket. So and for today, we're going to be talking about the stock investing, right? Investing in the stock market. Yes, basically that's what we're talking about. There's there are different angles to it. There's a real estate, but we're not talking about real estate today. We're talking about the stock market investing. Now, what are those? Like I said, That's you buying stocks and all of that. Now you can buy individual stocks or you can buy basket of funds. But one is how I lost my money. How one is I lost over 100,000 or close to 100,000. Cute Sammy, thank you for tapping out the light. One is how I lost over 100,000. The other one is how I have gained hundreds of thousands of dollars. So when I bought individual stock, penny stock, day trading, and options trading, I lost close to 100,000. When I started using portfolios, like using a diversified portfolio, ensuring that I am buying multiple stocks in one whenever I'm buying, then I started growing my money, right? What is that? It's simply something called ETF and index funds. Basically, whenever you can go on Google right now and search where does the multimillionaire and the billionaires put their money, you would see it as either number one or number two. It could be depending on where you're checking. They could have it real estate as number one and have the other one as number two. Basically, right? Basically, that's what you'll find. And then number three, there's the businesses and some other things. But I stick to number one and two and three, right? Those are the three pillars that I teach. But today is the smart investing, right? Thank you all for tapping out the live. Jay, the cute Sammy, everyone tapping out the live, and everyone that has joined. Thank you for doing that. We're talking about investing mistake costing you money. But then what is investing? That's where we are at right now. So investing, right? Basically, and then how do you eat ETF is you're buying a basket of stocks, right? Instead of whenever you invest your $1, you're buying multiple stocks in it. So that's as simple as ABC, exchange traded funds. You can read about it, learn more about it, and see how valuable it is because it helps you diversify, it helps you edge against risk. It's not it's no longer 50-50, it's more of, daily. It's more like a return, right? It's not because you are spreading your risk across multiple stocks, multiple stock. That's what you're doing. Renee, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you all for tapping out the live, right? You are spreading your risk across. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Renee. That's absolutely beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. So I like the money gone. So that's it. Basically, that's ETF for you, right? As simple as ABC. You're buying individual stock, or whenever you are buying a basket of stocks. Simple, right? But the thing about it is that a basket of stock help you to reduce your risk significantly from a 50-50 on a stock to maybe a 10 risk of 1 to 500. That's what it helps you to reduce it to. And that's where the multimillionaires and the billionaires put their money, because safety first. It's not get rich quick scheme, but definitely it helps you to grow your money. S&P 500, the top 500 company in the United States, point in time, is an example of S&P 500. QQQ, which is Nasdaq 100, is another example of S&P 500. It tracks top 100 companies in the United States, top 100 technology companies in the United States. SCHD is another one. Dividends that gives you cash flow. You get cash flow every single month, right? With SCHD, that's another one. Real estate, REIT ETF is another one, right? Now, these are just examples. But what exactly does this simply mean? You can just buy. It's what is inside that fund. That's what determines what the ETF is. You can buy the entire top energy companies in the United States. You can decide to say you are buying the entire US stock market. You can buy, earlier somebody joined from Pakistan, someone joined from Nigeria. We have people join from China. You can buy the entire China market. Basically, you can buy the top companies, right? The top companies in Nigeria. You can buy the top 1,000 companies in Pakistan, or these are different countries that I'm just Brazil, right? You can decide to do that. You can say Asia. That's it. It's what is in that basket, and it doesn't have to be top. You can say that I want the retail sector, I want the energy sector, I want the tech sector, just like QQQ. That is what ETF is all about. Don't let anybody deceive you and say, oh, you know what is this? It's just as simple as like that. Okay? As simple as that. Okay? So, what are the top mistakes whenever, I mean, we've understood that if you are just leaving your money in the bank, we already understood that you're losing money to inflation, right? We know that. We've agreed that. So putting money in the bank is not even an option. When I mean bank, it's all those big banks giving you 0.01%. Instead, you have your emergency fund in an high yield savings account that at least is giving you 3.5, 3 to 5%. That's the minimum. That's the barest minimum. It's just a regular bank account. So why put your account money in 0.01% when you can get it at 3% or 5%, right? That's like, I call it investment 1001. Like, even a baby should be doing that, right? So if you're not doing that, right, it's probably you don't know, but now you know, and you can simply search as of tomorrow, go open the account, transfer your funds, or check with your current provider and ask them what are the higher saving investment, higher savings account program do they have, and then ask them. You'll be so surprised that they have that, and you are just the one that don't know about it and getting 0.01%, right? So check all of that. And thank you all for the follow. Thank you all for tapping out the live. So having said that, so what are those investing mistakes that is happening, which is possible with Fit Brown Women? Welcome, Mofsat, welcome, Pastor Love, welcome. What are those big mistakes? You can be an advanced investor, you can be intermediate, you can also be, a beginner. You can still make this mistake. The first thing is that waiting too long. A lot of time people will be like, you know what? I require so much money. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting till I have money. Hey, Mr. Gregory, welcome, welcome. I require so much money. That's one. That's one big mistake. The other is, I don't feel ready. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Procrastination. I'm not ready right now. I'll do it the next paycheck and the next paycheck. And I mean, how many people here, right? I've been saying that I want to invest, and you only stopped in this life right now because you saw invested full amount, right? Full amount, right? To like, okay, the stock is let's be like a percentage. It's called fractional shares. You can buy that. So it has made it so simple, made it so easy. Continue to every paycheck like a clockwork. Use that with your $1 to invest. The next paycheck, do it again. The day you get a salary increase it to $5. The day you get a bonus or something, increase it to $50. That's it. But what is most important is for you to start. So waiting to have money is not even an option, right? At least I'd say $1, right? $1, right? Feeling ready, just open the account. And what are the accounts that you need to? It's not a bank. It is called the brokerage firm. So you might be seeing them in the Bank of America Chase, but they are the investment arm, right? So like a Bank of America has its own brokerage firm, like an investment arm, which is basically called Merrill Lynch, Merrill Edge. There's Merrill Lynch, it's called Merrill in general, but they have the split of Merrill Lynch, Merrill Edge. But then, like for Chase, they have something called JP Morgan. That's why they call it JP Morgan Chase, right? Then there is, so just if you like it, but there is the popular ones here in the US, which is basically Vanguard, Fidelity, Schwab's, Robinhood, Weibo, right? If you're in Canada, Weibo, Wealthsimple is there for you in Canada. Those are just a few examples, right? You are in Europe, right? Because I know that we have my Europeans here, right? You have Trading 212. You are in Africa. There is Investment One. There is Stanbic IBTC. There is Bamboo. There is it Rivest or something? There is where you can just open your account. So that is the starting point. Don't overthink it. Just go and open the account. If you don't use the account, they won't beat you. Thank you so much, Gerald, for the follow. Thank you for confirming that you are going to start whatever I'm saying, because whenever you followed any other person confirming that. So if you haven't followed and you'll be here, do that if you find this information valuable. The other thing is that some people want to just understand everything. The perfection now is not that you don't need to be perfect, right? You don't need to be perfect. Just open the account, right? Once you open the account, fund the account, and then fund the account, just think about, okay, Dr. Lina talk about S&P 500. Read about it, and boom, start buying. Set automation and let it go. Because every single time that you wait, not investing, you're losing money. Because there's something called compound interest, right? There's something called compound interest. There's something, there's is the rate at which your money compounds over the period. There's something called rule of 72. How your money doubles, how long it takes your money to double. So it means that there's something called the time that you stay in the market. What is differentiating? What is stopping you from having $100 or 100,000 right now to your money staying at 10,000? It is just time and putting it into investing. And every single day that you wait, you are pushing your 100,000 or your 1 million away, farther away. So just start investing. Okay, just start investing. So you don't have to understand everything, right? You don't have to. Delay costs you years of growth. Every delay costs you years of growth. The longer you wait, the more money you lose to time. Okay, the more money you lose to time. The second thing is that trying to time the market. A lot of time, and this is often with my intermediate and my advanced investor. They want to we want to invest. When is the market down? So, you're checking that VIX and be like, okay, the fear in the market and all of that. When is it going to be down? I want to buy at the rock bottom when the stock is at half of the price. A lot of times, if you are not a day trader, you don't have any business in doing that. You probably will win better if you are just dollar cost averaging. The market is high, you are buying. The market is average, you are buying. The market is low, you are buying. You are better. So there's something called the strategy called dollar cost averaging. It means that you are buying every single time, and at the end of the thing, you will see that you are at an average, right? Think about it. You bought a stock when it's $50. You bought it at $100. You bought it at $150. Your average is going to be somewhere around $100. But guess what? Because you are there this is about long-term investing, right? You're not selling it. It's not like you're selling it this year or whatever, right? Then what do you do? It helps you, your money, let's say now 10 years, that stock that you bought $100 becomes $1,000. Does it matter if you bought it at $50 or you bought it at $100 or you bought it at $150? Because you have 10x your money regardless. But every single time that you are waiting, that stock is growing. It's going up and going up. So that's why they always say that the time in the market always beats you timing the market, right? And then you can also hedge against your risk and keep it flat as well, using whatever strategy. And whatever thing I'm telling you right now, it might be simple. It might be like, oh, you know what? It's not trust me, this is the strategy. When they ask Warren Buffett, you can Google him. He's a multi-billionaire, and they call him the Lord of Investing, right? I'm a day trader. I started during COVID, and I've taught myself, yeah, that's good. That's good for day traders, right? People that have the time to do it themselves, right? But if you do not have the time, do not dabble into it, right? Do not dabble into day trading, okay? So the other thing is like I said, trying to time the market. You want to invest and pull out, right? You want to do all of those things. It's not especially if you, like I said, if you are not doing it as a full-time, right? Or you have not gotten into education, you do not have any business doing that, okay? And that's where I lost my money, and that's why I do not talk about it, right? I talk about it from the point of I lost money. I do not talk about it, from the point where I say, oh, start investing in it. Because for me, my story was day one, I made 3,000. Day two, I lost 7,000. Day three, I made 12,000. Day four, I lost 18,000. And before you know it, my friend lost 50,000 to Tesla option in 5 days, in less than 5 days. $50,000. Yes, that's somebody's hard-earned money for a whole 6, 7, 8 months. So that's how you can lose it, right? So, but whenever you do something steady, slow and steady, it might be they say it wins the race. This is not even slow, because if it's doubling your money in less than 7 years, then it's not slow, right? It's not slow. It's just, so it's not about timing the market. It's about the time in the market, right? Not the time in the market. It's time in the market. And then mistake number three is not being consistent. Okay, a lot of times this one, there's so many people that make this mistake. Like, okay, you know what, you put so much money, then you put the money one time, and like, okay, then another 3 years you don't invest again. Except, you have your own strategy where, you basically have a huge amount of money and you do it one time, and you know that, okay, I'm just growing this money, this is what it is for, I'm not investing again. But what I recommend is consistency. No matter how small, as you are paying your taxes and you are paying your bills, then you pay yourself first, right? Ensure that you are putting some money into your wealth account as well. Your wealth account is your brokerage account. You have your 401k, you have your Roth IRA, or TFSA or ISA or whatever. You have all of that, right? But then on top of that, also have another brokerage account that is growing by the side. That is growing by the right, because consistency is actually how the wealth is built, right? That's how the wealth is built. Mr. Greg, the market moves very fast. When you invest, and you must keep up with it, soon as it moves down, then sell. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot when it comes to day trading and all of that. It's a whole lot. And I always say that, except you have it as a full-time job, right? You don't have a full-time job on the side. You are taking it like you're watching the candle and everything, burn and up, light off and go off and all of that. You really do not have a business in that. You are better off doing consistently, like a clockwork, pay yourself, investing it in simple ETFs, and let it grow over time, right? Let compounding do the job. There's a reason why they say the compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, right? There's a reason, because think about it. You put 100,000, right? 100,000 becomes 1.6 million in less than 25 years, depending each other. That's even like the barest minimum. Barest minimum in terms of you're putting in is S&P 500, and is even led in the 8%. So the lower spectrum of S&P 500. That's how you grow your money, okay? And this is you doing it, or somebody that is investing $100 from the age of 20, does it for till retirement. That person has over 1 million in his bank account. But it's just how much a day? $3. So simply put, $3 a day done consistently, you will get over $1 million. So that is just and guess what? It might literally just put $100,000. That's all that I contributed. Every of the $900,000 is a function of compound interest and a function of time in the market. So the rate of return, it's just a thing. That's it. So not being consistent. Wealth is built through consistency, not a one-time decision. All right? Not a one-time decision. So I have mentioned 3 things today. 3 things, 3 mistakes. Out of there's so many other mistakes, right? That we'll also be talking in the Smart Investing Workshop. On Saturday, May the 2nd. It's free, but registration is required. I think we just have about 2 seats left at this point. Number 1, which of those mistakes have you made? Is that an advanced investor, or as a beginner, or as an intermediate investor? 1, you waited too long in the market before investing. 2, you tried to time the market. Or 3, you're not consistent, right? Just put 1, 2, or 3. Or is the 3? 1, waited too long. 2, tried to time the market. 3, not being consistent. I'm now a content creator. Just began set up profile. We'll go live. Just want to be okay. That's amazing. That is amazing. That is amazing. Maybe we'll be able to bring you live now. Maybe we'll be able to bring you live now that you are set up. Or well done. I'll be in your life. Let me know whenever you are, when your life is going to be. Let me know when your life is going to be, and I'll definitely be there. Okay. I will definitely be there. Okay. So put in the comment one, two, or three, or is all three. One is waited too long. Two is try to time the market. Three is not consistent. Which of these mistakes have you made in the past? All right. Which of these mistakes? I'm reading your responses. One, waited too long. Two is, you try to time the market. Three is not being consistent. Thank you all for tapping out the live. Oh, no one has made a mistake. So Ajay, Mr. Gregory, Mr. Mike, Alfred, hey, Messi, Edit. Yeah. And every other person that, because those are the names I see here. Thank you for tapping out the live. So, which of these mistakes have you made? Three. Ajay says not being consistent. Okay. Okay. Who else wants to share? One, you so nobody waited too long. Two, tried, to time the market. Which of them? And three is not being consistent. Anyone cares to share? Oh, you never made any mistakes. Wow, because I have made that mistake, not being consistent. I've also made the mistake of, maybe not because I would say I've been investing for close to 20 years, right? When I started my career and all of that, I've been investing. So I wouldn't say that, but maybe not being consistent. And also, when oh yeah, trying to time the market, obviously doing day trading and during those penny stock things that I was doing, yes, definitely I've made that mistake. I have definitely made those mistakes. Any other person that care to share? So I guess it's just two of us that have made mistakes when it comes to investing. One, you waited too long. Two is trying to time the market. Three is non-consistent. Sometimes we need mentorship for that push. Yeah, I know, right? I know. Yeah. I know, I agree 100%. Okay, let's keep tapping out the life. I guess people do not want to share their experiences today. Even with all of these three that I mentioned, not being consistent, or you're waiting, you waited too long. After I said waited too long to start, great, at least you started, right? Or you try to time the market, right? Which was my own mistake. Out of all those three, even though it sounds like it's big, right? Thank you for subscribing on the YouTube side as well. How are you doing today? That's not the biggest. That's not the biggest mistake that you ever make. The biggest mistake you can ever make. Who wants to know the biggest? Even though with all of these three, it might sound like, oh, it's a lot. Who wants to know the biggest mistake that you could ever make when it comes to investing? The biggest mistake you can ever make is not starting at all, right? Not starting at all, because if you have not even started investing at all, you are losing. For every single day that you're waiting, you are losing money, right? Because your money could have been growing. Remember, is either you keep it in the bank, is losing it to inflation at 0.03%, right? Or it is you put it in investing and it's growing. So it means that you are on the other side of the coin. So not starting is the biggest thing that you want to, and you will need to put it to an end today. Obi, you're welcome. Ajay, welcome. Yeah, not get trained before starting invest. Absolutely, you well said. Like I said, there's so many other things. Moving silent, that is so important. Not getting the right education, not getting the education. That's how I lost my 100,000. I was just doing things, right? Not 100,000, 99 point something, 99. It makes me feel better. 99 point, yeah. So you're absolutely correct. But these are like the three, right? There's so many more, and we will be talking about so many more during the investment workshop in 2 days. I'm so excited to see everyone in class. So always remember, you don't need a perfect beginning. You don't need a perfect start. You don't need to start investing with, $5,000. I'm self-taught, but I always had the drive. I knew that I wanted something of my own, never depend. Absolutely, that's just the way. That's a mindset thing, right? It starts with him, with the mind. If your mind cannot achieve it, if your mind cannot perceive it, you cannot achieve it, right? Mom Kelsey, thank you so much for the follow. If your mind cannot perceive it, so if you cannot see it, you cannot achieve it. So it starts with the mind, right? So you don't have need to be perfect starting with investing. You just need to start. How do you get to start? Once more, just open your investment account, open your brokerage account. If you're in Canada, that's World Simple. If you are in the UK or you are in Europe, that is Trading 212. If you're in the United States, there is Vanguard, there is Fidelity, there is Trading 212, there's Fidelity, there is Charles Schwab, there is there's so many. Or simply go on Google. And for everyone that have registered for the Smart Investing Workshop, right? All of you should have gotten a mail with a list of all of the brokerage firm. Don't just look at the email. Don't look at it with the list. Please go and open the account. You see, out tomorrow to open the account and get it ready ahead of Saturday. Ahead of Saturday. More followers on Instagram. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. So all of them is going to come together in Zoom, and we are going to be talking about. It's a workshop, and of course, it's free, but registration is required. I think we have 2 or 3 more seats at this point. At this point, we only have 2 or 3, and I'll show you how to go about it. If you can, for those the fastest finger that want to run, you will find the link in my bio. Click on investyou.me / Money Talk with Dr. Lina. You will find it right there, and you can get registered. It's $0. It's free, but it requires you under less than a minute. It's done, and you will get an email notification that your seat is already confirmed. Right now, we already have over 70 people going 100 at this point. Going 100. I don't know if we can take 100 capacity. So, but we just cap it at 80 for now, and see where that goes. But if we still see a lot of people, then I would extend it. But right now we only have 2 seats left to or 3 seats left to get to that capacity that we're looking at. So you don't need a perfect start, and that's the reason why we are having that workshop, so that it can help you, right? It's free, right? It's just going to help you. It's going to be hands-on. That's why you have to go open the account. Now you are forced. The intention, it's not even about what you learn. The intention is to force you to start investing, because like my friend that moving silence, right? Moving silence, just ensure that he opened his account, because he knows that on Saturday the account must be ready. So if you have not opened your account before and you have been procrastinating, it ends today. It ends before May 2nd. May 2nd. Oh, great. I'll be there. I cannot wait. I mention you on my platform as person. I will have so much respect for you too, because you retired at 52. I am not yet retired. I'm still doing my vice president job. All right. So for anybody that wants to get registered, you want to know you want to be first. You've been waiting on the side. Now this is going to help you, right? Even more than the learning, you get accounts, you get a list of accounts to open. I'm not affiliated in any way with anyone. I am not, right? Any of those investment houses. You can simply go on Google. If you already have your brokerage account open, then you don't need to open another one, except you just want to start afresh. But you have the list of all of the accounts to open. So I'll quickly show it for a minute. Let me show. If only my computer will work. So you would see it right here. See, you see it. If only the light will allow us. You see it next to me. Click on it, and of course you try, and you would see it is the first one right here, the Smart Investment Workshop. How to buy, turn your income into real wealth, right? If you click on it, you see it's already getting some very nice reviews. So for that register, please leave a review as well. And after the class or before the class, and those that did the real estate as well, you see it right now is $0. So it could change, but right now it is at $0. Go and get your slots. If you have to step out right now to get the few seats left, so you are not left out. Okay, we are not left out. So for everyone that is left and they've already registered, can we keep tapping now? Be like, can we get it to 10,000, guys? Can we get it to 10,000? I know we are all locked in. Can we get it to 10,000? Once you click on that, it will provide you with, you'll get an email. Please ensure that you get that email and follow the steps. And for everyone that got registered, you should have also gotten a reminder email today with all of the actions. You going on the YouTube channel, the videos, the required videos that you're supposed to watch, right? There's like 5 minutes. You can watch that tomorrow. We receive the link. You should have received it in your email. Cherita Eo, congratulations. You just came through. Congratulations, and you should have received an email. Mr. Gregory, you should have received, check your spam. It's going to come from Money Talk with Dr. Lina on Next Tuesday. And it's going to tell you exactly what the Zoom link is there. He will tell you, he would also provide you 2 links to the YouTube channel to say subscribe to the channel and at the same time watch these 2 videos, because it's about how to invest, right? It's going to help you as you get into the class. So you don't know anything about investing, that's going to prep you. It's like 2 5 minutes videos. It's going to help you heavily. But while you're at it, register. Watch the video and subscribe, because there are so many other videos that come in every Sunday, so you don't miss out on that, and turn on the notification bell. Mr. Gregory, please confirm you got the email. Check your spam, because in the email that you got, the first email will have the time. It would have the like the accounts you should open, recommendations of accounts you should open, and then it would also have what was the other thing? Yeah, recommendations of accounts to open, like the next steps for you. And then it has the Zoom link in it as well. So that's very key. The email that you got today, you should have gotten another reminder email today telling you 2 days to go. That email will tell you, this is also additional requirement. Go to the YouTube channel, Money Talk with Dr. Lina. He has the link there as well to watch those 2 videos. Those are requirements. And then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on other videos that might come through. All right. Chireta, congratulations, Chireta Il. Please confirm that you got the email. I want to make sure, because he has the link to your to the Zoom. He has the Zoom link. Okay. He has the Zoom link. Confirm, and let's keep tapping out the live. I know we'll be rounding up shortly. Okay, we'll be rounding up shortly. If anybody has not received their Zoom notification link, please send me a DM. But first of all, go check your spam. Check your spam. Ideally, you should go to your main box, but depending on how your box is set up, just check it. You should have received an email. Okay, otherwise send me because your Zoom link is there to join the call. Awesome. So you don't need to have a perfect start. You don't need, and like I said, the training is free. It is free, but it's just that registration is required. If anybody want me to show where it is again, you find the link in my bio, and then you can start from there, right? You can just follow the process. It's easy, and get your own slot before it is gone. Like at this point, maybe 2 seats left at this point. You do not need you don't need perfect to start investing. You just need a simple system. A simple system is all that you need when it comes to investing. A simple system. Make sure that always understand one thing: clarity comes from learning, not waiting. Because the time that, okay, I don't know this thing, then go get the education, learn, right? That's why we have the smart investing workshop. Famata Gali, congratulations. I think we have 2 more seats now. Congratulations, Famata Gali. Congratulations. You just also came through. So it is not about you saying that, oh, it's, I want to, it has to be perfect. It's not about you. It's not your clarity that I want to start investing, I want to do all of it. It's not about you waiting. So if you feel that you are not comfortable, you don't understand it, then go get the knowledge. Join the Smart Investing Workshop. It's a workshop, so it's very hands-on. So you want to come with your laptop, you cannot be in a party and be doing it. You want to be there, be present, so that you take the step by step, set it up one time, know that, call it a day. I know it's not a trading time, but if at least you have everything that is needed. Like a Robinhood allows us to set everything up. You can still trade after the closing, after the market is closed, right? You just put it in there and then it executes. It's just going to queue until the next until Monday, but you already have it set up. So those are things that we'll be doing. Yeah. So and that's the whole purpose, so that you can get clarity. That's why we have the Smart Investing Workshop. So a lot of times, most people are just guessing. That's the truth of the matter. But the Smart Investing Workshop will give you some clarity. It ends the guessing game, right? I have been investing close to like 2 decades right now. I started with, investing as in the doing what's it called, as employee stock option with Procter and Gamble, and I was doing that consistently, right? To the point that I did not even know how much I was earning anymore. And that was how I started investing. And that went into me like that. I wish I continued with that. Maybe I wouldn't have lost my $100,000 or $99,000, because the consistency, I grew the money, right? But then greed and lack of education made me go into, options trading, penny stock, day trading. But with smart investing, your chances of losing your money, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not hyped, but you know that at the end of the day, your money is safe, but it is growing, right? There's a process for it to grow. All right. And that's what leads to, a lot of times, people guessing, that's what leads to mistakes. So in the workshop, we'll do one thing, exactly exactly what to invest in, give you some ideas of what to invest in, and then it's like a buffet. You now choose what is good for you. You know what is good for you, right? You now choose, right? Of course, it's for educational purposes. I'm not your investment advisor. I can just tell you this is it, then it is your choice. And as a matter of fact, it's not that I'm opening your account for you. You're not giving me money to trade. And never give me money to trade. Never give anyone money to trade. Never. Right? Never. Even if it's the bank, the money is in the bank, you just have a managed account. You just have an account officer managing it for you. That's it. It's not like they are doing it for, and they have fiduciary and all of those kind of things. But you just find somebody on the street and somebody saying, oh, you know what, I'm using AI to trade for you. Don't do it. It always ends in tears. Okay? Ends in tears. Protection comes first before any other thing. Then we're going to be talking about exactly what to invest in, how to invest step by step, starting with the account opening. So already the workshop already started. The first step is you opening your account. So for everyone that's opened the account, well done, you just already started the workshop. Let's keep tapping out the life, right? And then some other mistakes you need to avoid. Now that you have taken action, the mistake that you need to avoid, right? And then how to build your portfolio confidently. This part is very critical, right? And of course, the other thing is automation. That's the biggest part of it. Automation will help you. Automation is much stronger than you being disciplined. Automation drives discipline by force. So we will be talking about that, and of course, we'll be doing that. So if you haven't still gotten your slot, like I said, it's free. I can show it one more time. Get your spot and know that, okay, you are ready. And let me show it one more time for those that are just joined. And if you have not followed it, you have been listening, come on. Is it that you don't find it valuable, you don't like money, you don't like to build wealth? So follow and subscribe. So that's it. That's my bio, right? On TikTok. So if you want to get there, click on it, then you get to my landing spot right there. Once you click on it, then it's going to bring you here. Open anyway. Click on, and then you would see it is the first one right there. Click on it. And then you go all the way down. Buy access. Click on buy access, and boom. Under 1 minute, you have yourself registered, secured yourself, and you start building wealth, right? Because if all that you do is you save your money, inflation is eating your money. If all that you do is to you saving your money, if all that you do is you use your money to fund lifestyle, then you continue to work 9 to 5 till 65, and then you do, you retire and die, right? Not a life full with purpose, not enjoying life, right? Because your life, you have traded all of your life for money. That's what you have basically done. Okay, so for this investor, instead of you guessing, you have a clear plan. That's it. That's the whole purpose of this. That, okay, yes, you should have a clear plan when it comes to investing, right? All right. If you have found this, okay, you still have questions, send me a DM. Send me a DM, or look at any of my latest video, or look at the post or the post on with the poster, right, on my page. Comment invest there, and we'll definitely send you the link to get started, to get registered. You have one more day, and maybe 3 or 2 more seats left at this point. So you can do it at your own time, or you can just go right now, grab it, and you know that you are set. But you want to do it today. For all of the people that registered today, congratulations to you. By tomorrow, once the banks are open or in brokerage firm are open, please take a look at the email tonight. Make the choice. Review. Go on Google. Research those ones that we have there, or think of the other ones, right? And then make sure you open that account tomorrow, right? Before 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, or open the account. Let it be priority for tomorrow, so that you can follow the step by step in the class. All right, in the class, and you know that, okay, you set it up, you got this clarity, then you can run with it, and you know that, okay, no more procrastination. I have clarity. For those on YouTube, you will find a link in my bio as well. The same thing, or comment invest, and you would find everything get started. Thank you all for tonight. Any question, Mr. Wonderful, any question? Mr. Gregory, Alfred, Suarez, KK, JB Collection, Messi, Ferry, any question? All right. I hope you have found this information valuable, right? I hope you have found this information valuable. Always remember one thing, though. Remember, most people don't fail because they don't have money. It's not a case of money when it comes to investing. People don't say, okay, you know what? The reason why I'm failing in, no. They fail because they don't have a system. And how can I invest? Okay, JB Collection would, I'll show you. If you are ready to stop guessing, what time is the best time? Okay. So I have 3 questions. How can I start investing? Let me show you how to start investing. Good question, because it means you're ready. Go on my page, because we're wrapping up right now. You see this link on my bio. If you want to get there, you can click it. Go on my bio right now. Click on it. You see this nestyou.me. Click on that, and of course, click on open anyway. You see the Smart Investing Workshop. It's free. It's on Saturday by 12 noon Central Time. It's going to tell you everything you need to do. Just follow it. Get it done. I think we only have 2 or 3 seats left. Click on it, and you will be able to get registered. it has some requirements in the first step, which is opening the in brokerage account. Once you, and we have options right there to help you, or send me a DM if you are still having issues. Then join us 12 Central Time, right? 12 Central Time, and then on Saturday, and you will get started with investing. Otherwise, tomorrow I might also be here to talk about, so I can catch you then, right? Because we've been here for like 2 hours, and but then everything about investing in depth, that's what we're going to be doing on Zoom on Saturday. All right, JB Collection, I hope that helps. I hope that helps. Messi says, what are some websites to do research on stocks? I use, that's a good question. Let me have that. One of the one that's very easy for me, I use Robinhood, right? I mean, because it's a platform. I use what was this stock finance? Let me see. I use Yahoo Finance, right? Um, okay, thank you so much for the follow. I use Yahoo Finance. I get some things that are set up on my account as that I get Yahoo Finance, and there's some I need to check those things that I get on my, like a daily alert that just tells me it's not, because I am not a day trader, right? I do it one time, right? Basically, I just do it one time. I set it up, I'm good, right? And I'm buying basket of funds. I have the trend, right? When I go on Robinhood, I can easily search it and say, okay, what are the top S&P 500 year to date? I know, right? So I'm not one of those people that are doing um I'm not day trading, okay? Exactly, for a beginner, right? I'm not day trading. So Robinhood, Yahoo Finance is there, but I would get some other list and we'll talk about it. Great that you brought that up, right? Great that you brought that up. It's something that will include as we are finalizing the slide for. I'll add that to it. I'll add that to it, okay? I'll add that to it. But very, very amazing question. So what is the best time to invest or anytime? Clockwork, Alfred. Clockwork. Every single time is just buy it. Okay, the best time, your paycheck. Once you get your paycheck, you put money there. Every paycheck, put it there. Remember what we talked about, Alfred, about dollar cost averaging? Every single paycheck, just take the money and put it there, right? You're not trying to time the market. Basically, that's not what you're doing. So anytime, so far you get money, put a certain amount, consistency, and let compounding do the job, right? Consistency but if I have to answer you from the day trading perspective, though, in a situation where there's COVID, in a situation, Chantel, congratulations, you just got your spot as well. Yeah. So in a situation where there is COVID, right? That's a good time, March of 2020. In a situation where there's China trade war, April 8th last year, right? 2025. In a situation where there's Iran war, April what? 2026. Yeah. That is where you buy stock at the lowest when there's an unrest. But how do you know there's an unrest, right? There's the fear in the market and all of those times, right? That's when you get it at the low. But unfortunately, the stock market is red at that time. But a lot of time, they're doing the reverse. People sell. Thank you so much for the follow. Instead of people to actually buy, right? That's when people panic and sell. When there is blood on the street, when people are losing money, right? And when the stock market looks red, that's when you're buying. Warren Buffett says, when the market is fearful, run towards it. When the market is joyful, that's where you run away from the stock market, right? But a lot of us, we do the direct opposite. When Bitcoin is at 125, Bitcoin is highly hyped. Everybody is there. They want to buy Bitcoin. But now that Bitcoin is at $75,000, nobody is buying, right? It's just a reverse psychology, right? So people buy when the stock is at the market because of the FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. Instead of buying when it's at the low, right? So yeah, that's the difference between the middle class and the which brokerage account has less fees. Brokerage account, do they charge you? They don't know. They are not charging you. It is the funds that are in there, right? That's when it's the funds that's in there that is charging you, right? So if your question is which ETF charges you, because the fact that you buy a stock, the brokerage firm are not charging you. At least for the ones I know in the US, they're not, if I put my money in Vanguard or whatever, they're not, Robinhood doesn't charge me. If I made a trade or sell a trade or whatever, they're not charging me. I'm not sure of the country. Let me know. Let me know because I'd never say never. It's very possible in some countries that they are charging. You're welcome, Madam Messi. We are welcome. All right, Mr. Femi, thank you so much for the follow. But great question. Great question. Dr. Lina, I just signed it. Yay, Shanti, how are you? How are you? I saw you come through. Congratulations, you got the spot. And for every other person that haven't registered, you still have, yeah. So far, it still goes through then because I don't know if we even have any seats at this point. I don't know because 3 people already registered or 4 have registered here right now. So we are almost at, it's either we are at 80 right now or I don't know. I need to check with the team to see where we are at, But so far it comes through or you still find it there, maybe, we might just be able to extend the class to 100. We might just be able to extend it. But, I just want to make sure everybody has got the opportunity to get this free one. But please do not just register only. Be there. Femi D Vibe, thank you so much for the follow. And every other person, if you have not followed, come on. You have not found it valuable. La Latuma. You haven't found it valuable. And if you are all followed, I am also on Instagram. I'm on Instagram and on YouTube. It's Money Talk with Dr. Lina. Subscribe there. You should have all gotten emails. For those that have registered, you should have gotten emails. And part of the requirement is for you to open your brokerage account. And the second thing, and with the list of the different brokerage accounts, I'm not affiliated with any of them in any way. Do your own check. And of course, figure out the one that works out for you. It's just a guide and to force you to actually open the account. That's what it basically does, right? So that before May 2nd, right? Shanti, make sure that your brokerage account is opened. Make sure it is opened. All right. Yes, I am well. I hope you're doing well as well, Shanti. Eyes. It's always a pleasure to have each and every one of us here. All right, and I'll be wrapping up here. And if you're just meeting me for the first time, I am Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. Okay, you already have your account. That's amazing. So you are good to go. It's just for us to start buying the asset. It's just a set. And that's what we're going to be doing in the life. Well done, well done, well done. Latuma, thank you so much for the follow. Yay, she did it. Yeah. And don't forget to register for the class, right? For the workshop. It's a workshop, not a class, because it's very hands-on. All right. If you're just meeting me, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm not Dr. Alias. I'm not Doctor of Medicine. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology, right? And I help professionals turn their 9 to 5 into real wealth, okay? I'm a vice president of technology. So I'm in the corporate world for almost 2 decades. So I understand what it is because even with my my vice president income, I wasn't still building wealth. I was building wealth, but I did not gain financial freedom because I am trading my time for money and it is, and the freedom actually is the goal. All right. So how do I gain my freedom? It's when my money start doing the job instead of me doing the job. All right. And that's exactly what I teach. I do this through real estate investing, through smart investing, like investing in ETF and index funds. Then, of course, increasing your income, aggressively increasing your income, because if your income is high and your expense is low, you see that difference right there, right? That dynamics, the difference between that income and expense, that difference that you have here, That's what is going to help you build wealth strategically, because you have extra cash, extra money that you're going to put towards the real estate investing, towards smart investing, and of course, businesses, and of course, you diversifying all of that. Your money is working for you in many, many folds. So you have multiple stream of income. All right. And you can only achieve that with discipline, which is financial discipline, financial literacy, and of course, financial planning, which is my other pillar of wealth that I talk about. And all of this is towards one thing, not money. It is towards financial freedom. Money is just a tool to help you gain financial freedom. Okay. So always think about it. And whatever curriculum I just talked about right now, we're going to be having that in June. For every single month, this quarter, what we're doing is those pillars of wealth, helping you to build wealth. That's what it is this whole quarter. So in April, we had the real estate bootcamp, right? How do you buy a real estate in 90 days, right? We have a course. You would find it right there on the page. So you want to start investing in real estate, you don't know how to go about it from beginning to the end, you'll find it there. You want, and real estate will pay you in 6 different ways. It gives you 6 different paychecks. So it's a must if you have to go wealth. The second thing, of course, is the Smart Investing Workshop, which we are having May 2nd. It's free. Registration is required. It's a workshop, not a class. So it's very hands-on. You would find that it's free. You find the link in the bio. You see it right there. So for those that have not still joined, it's on Saturday, 12 noon Central Time. And then in June, we'll have the Wealth Building Academy. The Wealth Building Academy, it's going to be the breadth. There's something called the depth of the skill and the breadth. But it's going to be depth on the depth of everything called income, right? How can you increase your income? Either by, without you taking another college debt or college degree. Those are ways that you can. Oh, Alive, thank you so much for the follow. So that's what we're going to be doing in June, right? June. So be on the lookout for that. We're thinking of bringing HR directors, so that they tell you what exactly are we looking for? How are you able to change your career? Because 14 or 15 years ago, I was able to increase my income by $30,000, right? Switching from corporate finance to technology, right? Technology controls, compliance. And I did not have to go back to college to do that. I literally moved from being an economist and a chartered accountant to having my doctorate in technology, in information systems, right? And business, right? Literally. But I did not do that. I did not do that move until 6 years after that I've been working in technology. Almost even at that point, and a vice president of technology before I went ahead with a senior director, right? Before I went all the way. So those are things that I would do. Those are things that have worked for me that I want to share with you, right? So I'm thinking I already have Dr. O, who is the director of cybersecurity, and also teaches AI cybersecurity in one of the universities. I already having confirmed. Thinking of bringing another Dr. O, who has her own clinic, our own therapy clinic in New York, lectures in about 6 universities, and 6 or 5 universities to come teach us. So if you want to move into that career, right? She's been in the practice for maybe over 20 years. Another person I'm thinking, so those that want to go into the medical field, I'm thinking of bringing somebody like Dr. Minu or Dr. Fade for that. And also thinking of bringing the HR director, or not HR director, head of HR in one of the leading companies, global company, but right now she sits in Asia, right? So that's Dr. Fufu. So I'm thinking of bringing all of my crew to go, and I know that for sure they all want to make an impact and add value. So you want to be on the lookout for it, because income is going to be the focus. In April was real estate. In May, it's smart investing. In June, we round it up with how you can increase your income. And of course, it might be career, it might be supplementing your income, it might be all of that. but it starts with your income. That's why this one is very powerful. And that's why I am collaborating with so many other people. So it's not, I will teach the one I can teach, right? But then they will come with their own experience. Like Dr. O is a geologist that moved into tech, right? How did they do that, right? So those and did not go back to college to change anything, right? No, did not take college debt to do that. So they'll be sharing their experiences. Then we hear the HR perspective as well. So it's all focused on income. And then side hustles that you do. So all of those $10,000, is it 5,000 side hustle? You would have that as well. Those are things. And then we would also have the media challenge, the media money reset challenge in June. We had one in December when we started the New Year money reset challenge. We had it in December. So this June again, we're going to have the media where every single day we're looking at our money, we're looking at our finances, and we're taking actions. So if you're just meeting me, you have not subscribed to my channel, you have not followed, these are things that are coming our way. I mean, for people that joined my real estate training, right, you know that you got better value than the one that you paid $5,000 for. Because for me, is whatever is worth doing at all, is worth doing well. So if I'm not going to give it, if it's not going to, I'm not going to put my 100%, then there's no point. And you would see the same thing in the smart investing workshop that we have on Saturday as well. So there has to be standard, there has to be quality, there has to be, giving your best, right? Because if God has given you something, you're trying to make an impact, then make it do well. If God has given you something in your hands, what is going to ask you at some point, what did I give you with that talent that He has given me? He's the one that's giving me the knowledge that I have, and I do not take it for granted, right? And that is why I run with it every single day, just so I can add value to as many people that crosses my path. If you become a multimillionaire tomorrow, you will now have my own multimillionaire, my own multi-millions, right? You will not, right? So I just basically share my knowledge, my experiences, so that you can also use it, not just for yourself, but for your generation, right? Because I talk about generational wealth. That's basically what I talk about, right? How you grow your money. And then it's not just for you, you teach your children. Then your children are going to teach your grandchildren. And that's how generational wealth is built, right? So, and that's it. That's it. And when you do that, poverty reduces. When poverty reduces, crime reduces. And that's my own goal in my own little way. And whenever I say tap out the life, if you can do daily at me, if you can do go popular, it's because I want as many people, I need to have as many rich as possible. Because when we do that, when we have more people, right, being reached, right, guess what? In our own little space, right, in our own little space, you are making an impact, right, basically. And that's my goal, right? Now as many, close, I said maybe 80 people, I think 80 people already registered for the Smart Investing Workshop. Even if it's 40 people that takes that opportunity and runs with it, they start investing, my purpose is already fulfilled. And somebody just registered again. My purpose is already, part of my purpose is being fulfilled because I just made an impact. It is not just that person, it's a generational. Joyce Boateng, you just also claimed, I'm sure you're probably the last person that claimed the last spot, but I don't know, it might still be there. If it's still there, you can keep trying, right? But yeah, and maybe we might just still extend it tomorrow to another 20, and that's it. Of course, that is it because it's on Saturday. But congratulations to everybody that registered. You'd have gotten an email, and that email, make sure you action that email, please, because that email is actually very critical. So, and all of this that I'm saying, wherever you are, always make an impact. Let it show, right? Don't just be the light, right? Be the one to be a light into your own little space. Because for everything that God puts in your hands, there is a purpose. Shante, thank you so much for the like. There is a purpose, right? You think that, it's not, you are a preacher in every angle. Are you in a school? You're a preacher, right? Wherever you are, in that your office space, you are a preacher. Let the light really shine, right? Mine is right now, I'm shining mine through the knowledge of investing, through the knowledge of wealth building, through the knowledge of me telling you that turning your 9 to 5, that your income turn into millions of dollars, right? Millions of dollars. That is my own way of preaching and teaching, right? Because you remember one day when you look back, and you look at your finances, that something has changed. There was a day that a lady came through here and she was like, Dr. Lina, for the past 3 weeks, I have been stuck to your life. And from this past 3 weeks, I know Titi will not like me. TikTok will not like you. Because for the past 3 weeks, I have not, this is the only past 3 weeks that I haven't spent money on Titi Shop for things that I don't need. And I've been saving more. That brought joy to my heart, right? Because why are you buying things that you don't need? Now she's putting that money towards saving towards our investment property. Right now, she's looking for our investment property. She's actively looking. Those are things that money cannot buy. It gives me joy, right? Because I genuinely care about each and every one of you. To see me somewhere one day and say, oh, Dr. Lina, really, this is you. It's one thing that you said. I was able to have my 4 account system. I was able to start investing because now I have all of this. I started investing because I met a random person. I did this free training. Can you imagine? Did this free training and all of that. That's how I started That's how I started building wealth, right? And I have not lost money. That will give me joy. There was yesterday or some Oleb joined here and she said, the real estate training that you did in April, right? I got better quality or better information. It was more beneficial to me than the real estate training that I did for 3 days that I paid $40,000 for a training, real estate training. That's a down payment for a house. He said, whatever training that you did that was free at that point was more beneficial. That's joy to my heart. And because that's how God gave it freely and I give it freely, right? So enough of me preaching, enough of me preaching tonight. But I just thought to bring that perspective out, so that that, it's not, there is a reason. Always remember there is a reason why you're stuck here right now. You could be sleeping. This is 11:25 Central Time. Whenever I was coming out tonight, I just said I was going to do 30 minutes because I'm working on the slides for the Smart Investing Workshop. I said, I'm going to just do 30 minutes. Let me just show up and say hello. But here I am, 1.5 hours, and we're talking about this, right? It tells you for every time and season, there is a purpose, right? For every time and season. This is the season. This is what God wants me to do, right? And there is a reason why you are here. You were probably going through the FYP, right? You could have all been sliding. And I've been looking. All 11 people has been stuck here since. You haven't stepped out. No single person has moved. It tells you one thing. There is a reason why you found this life. There's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why there is a purpose for which you're here. And it might be like you're struggling with your finances right now. Or it might be that you're stepping into your next level of finances, right? Or it might be that you are being kept on this level because you have not been diligent with what you have right now. That might be the reason why you're stuck on this level. And until you figure it out, structure your money, have due diligence when it comes to your funds before you step into your next level. That promotion that you have been waiting for, it might be because you take the money right now and you're not disciplined with it. That's the only thing that's keeping you on that level. Because it says that, the Bible says it gave one talent. He gave another one 5. He gave another one 10, right? That's what it says. He gave another one 10. The one with 10 doubles his own. The other 5 also did the same thing, right? And then the one that gave 1 went to bury it, covered it up, and told his Lord that, Lord, I know that you're a very, very brutal human being, but yet he gave you that money, right? He gave you 1 talent. You are very brutal. So I kept your money the way you gave it to me, right? I kept it. I did not grow it. Here's the 1. And then the master said, you wicked, at least you should have given my money back to grow, right? I should have given it, and he took it and he gave it to another. So always think there's a reason, right? Everything about it's spiritual. Because if the money that you don't manage well, remember I said something. If you cannot perceive it, you cannot achieve it, right? There is. But the minute you can perceive it, you see it coming to manifestation. And I'm telling you that myself as well. Right? The minute to perceive it, the day I started saying that, I started saying, oh, I need to start having, some of this view that is over 1 million. That's when I clocked my first viral video on Instagram that is almost at 1.7 million right now views, which you can see on Money Talk with Dr. Lina on Instagram. So at times there is nature, there is God, there is, that whenever you imagine something comes to pass. So that thing, you might feel that, you know what, I'm just doing this with my money and I'm wrapping up in 1 minute. It might be the reason that's keeping you. And there's a reason why you found this life today and you are here. There's a reason, because maybe this is the first time I'm going to talk like this. Is it that I am angry and I'm passionate about whatever. I'm like, what's wrong with this one? Why is she passionate? But tonight is the night that I'm like, I'll go deep and be a little, put some spirituality about it. Take care of that money that you have right now. Be diligent with it. Stop wasting it, right? And then you would see how you will be blessed, right? Because if the way you manage 1,000, if you cannot manage 1,000 well, you cannot manage 1 million well. And when you treat $1,000 nicely, trust me, you would see that you're going to get to that 100,000. And money also understands when you do not take care of it. It walks away, it runs away. That might be the reason that you're on that level, that financial difficulties that you're going through. So have your 4-account system. Start investing, right? Have a goal. Create a goal. I always play music here. Make a goal. Have a goal. Make a plan, right? Make a plan. Have your own goal. What is your goal? Do you even ever want to be a millionaire? Or you think millionaires are from another planet? At least you have met one right now. Yes, you have met one. They're not from another planet. If I did not tell you, you would not know. It's not in the big clothes and the big shoes and trying to look wealthy. Enough of you trying to act it. Stop acting it. It's not in the Gucci from head to toe. And then you have $100 in your account. Come on, come off it. All right. Yes, I'm done. Come off it. Stop acting wealthy. Be wealthy. Walk towards being wealthy. Be actually wealthy. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Lina. I'm Doctor of Business and Technology. And I help you turn your 9-to-5 income into real wealth. I love you guys so much. And I definitely, if I don't see you tomorrow, or you don't, definitely see you in class for those that have registered. Otherwise, come back again. Maybe I will not be talking this spirituality. I'll be teaching the next time that you are back here. Except the Lord leads differently. Okay? All right. Love you guys so much. Look at all of the products that we have in the follow the link. For those that have not registered, let me just show it last time. For those that have not registered, you're welcome. I'll just show it the last time and then I'll go. For those that have not registered that just joined, we have a smart investing workshop this Saturday. Click on it. If you are still lucky that we still have the spots left and we have not gotten the 80, then you are lucky. Click on that and you would see it right here. It is free, but registration is required. Here, the real estate is one of the things that I talk about. Real estate has helped me to build millions of dollars because I own and manage double-digit real estate portfolio. You would find it right here. How you can buy it in 90 days. Identifying the deal to also real estate manager, property manager. You find it right there. For those that have been asking about mentorship, 90 days mentorship, transformational mentorship, you want to get to $1 million status in 10 years, right? It's not get rich quick scheme. I'm not going to deceive you, right? But this is 90 days program where you will get multiple access, ask questions, do all of that. and of course have your own personal wealth blueprint that you're going to run with for another 10 years to get you to that journey. You'll have it there. One-on-one consultation, it's also available right there. All of these are there. And I also author a book. Dr. Lina also author a book. It's a wealth blueprint, very quick read, very powerful. You can read it. It's a 10-page ebook that you can read and get started with your journey to investing. Always remember that you need to invest in yourself. The best investment you can do is investing in yourself. I have so many books, if you can see. This is just a little. If I show you, there's so many books that I read. That's why, part of the reason why I'm very knowledgeable, and I get to, aside from the fact that I'm a doctor of business, I am, and my experiences, I also learn a lot from other authors. Okay? Well, I love you guys so much, and I would see you again. Have a good one. Ensure that your money is working harder than you do, and I'll see you definitely in the next one. All right. Bye.